What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash, the Dragon Lord itself, man. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Right now, the Dragon is sleeping. It's getting ready to take some flight. It's a lot easier to saddle a dragon when it's sleeping than to chase it and grab it by the tail as it's lifting off. You might just get burned if you do that. So that's more of an analogy saying it's a good time to buy, man. I really do think it's a good time to buy. I know you have the request of doing the short-term analysis, but I just want to say, that yes, we are up dramatically. We're up dramatically from this low here, right? We're already up right now, 148%. Nice to see. Overall, had an over 200, I think, 62% move or something like that. Still cheap to buy. $229. This thing could literally do a 100x from here over the cycle. Yes, I know what that means. That means it's like worth $23,000. I have in multiple videos illustrated why that price target makes sense to me, but we're not going to go over that now. We're going to do the short-term stuff. Right now in the short term, what you are doing is you are kind of wrestling around with this 50. You're rather neutral, getting into the bullish area of control, getting out of it, into it, out of it, into it, out of it, finding support down here. Let's see, actually. Yes, you do have a lower week there, but really what you're doing is you're also wrestling with this green line, this 123, which the first time you hit it, rejected hard. Second time, rejected a little bit. This time, you rejected more immediately, but you recovered pretty quickly too. Broke through it here, and that's, you consolidated, and then all hell broke loose. You broke through it here. I guess you kind of grinded on it. Then when you broke through, you went back to touch it, and then hell broke loose to the upside. Heaven broke loose, I suppose. In the short term, I'm expecting a move that's going to take us above this line. And the thing is, when we get above this green line, it might be a week, it might be a couple weeks, but we're probably going to see continuation of this overall move, right? We're probably, when that happens, when we get a week to close above this green line, which it could be this week, we're going to go over that. I think that's an indication that we are going to see prices above $400, potentially even above $500. Who knows? Maybe even more in a very short amount of time. It took 2 weeks last time to move up 262%, I believe. Let's see, 2 weeks. 214% in 2 weeks. I think it was 262 overall. And I don't know if we're going to get as quick of a move as we did this time, but I think that it might be just as significant on like a percentage basis. Like if we were to take it here maybe, like a 200% move, look at that. That would take us all the way up to our 1618, and we could go a little bit past that. You don't have to. These are lines. They're not walls. They're not barriers. They're lines. So you absolutely can go through them. You don't have to stop right at them. Let's look at the daily though. Looking at the weekly, I really do like this setup that you have. I think that things could get moving very soon. Definitely, I would, maybe not definitely, probably, in my opinion, sometime this month. You're holding this green line very well. You've been grinding it out, man. I would have thought by now you would have broken through it, but you haven't. You've actually held above it. You've continued to hold above it, and you even pivoted the 123 upwards again, getting higher lows here. Like it was deceivingly bearish here, and then it's become hopeful again. And I really do think that you're going to continue upwards very soon. Let's see. Daily RSI looks kind of sad. But what's nice is you're holding above the 40. You're bouncing off it. That's actually a really good setup right there. If you can get above this 50 and then pursue readings above this 60 here, I really think it's on at that point. Where are you going to go in the short term, the short term? All that to say, 4-hour RSI looks decent. Just bounced off your oversold zone there. I think you're going up. You're at 229 right now. We probably will see prices above this come like Christmas week, maybe not the day of Christmas, but within like a week of Christmas, either prior, which I guess would be today, or after Christmas, prior or post, whatever that is. Yeah, okay, so let's see. From here, getting above that 243 to like 247 level, 248, 243 to 248. If we can get above there, that would be really nice to see, especially on the first pass, because then I think we'll be making moves probably above $300, if not just below it. And overall, when we get that, we're going to have a move that takes us above the screen line here. It's going to really get things going. I know you want to look at the short term, and I keep going back to the weekly, which is definitely not short term, but I think that kind of inlies the secrets of this right now, right? It's been boring, and it hasn't been boring. Really, if you've been paying attention to Bitcoin Cash this whole time, it somewhat feels boring, especially compared to other things, but it's been pulling at our hearts, man. It's been going up and down and all around. As soon as it looks bullish, it gets bearish. As soon as it looks bearish, it gets bullish. Like, it has not been an easy thing to kind of determine the direction, but I do think that it's going up higher. I don't think, it's possible. I mean, hell, yesterday we went all the way down to 217. A few days ago, or like about a week ago, we went all the way down to 212, And I was talking with some of the boys in the Discord talking about going to 190 or 200. I was more of a fan of that 210 level. Maybe we've already done that. Maybe that's what this was. Volume is dying off, and when you're in a consolidation phase, when volume dies off, that's generally the last sign before you see a breakout. And if we go up, volume's going to increase. If we go down, volume's going to increase either way, but I would think that we're going to go up. And again, I know you're looking for that short-term stuff, but really in the short term, look for a week to close at this point above 250. Get a week to close above 250. That would be really awesome. For a couple reasons, really. 252 even, 252.60 cents. If you can close above that 618, that'd be really nice as well. Not only have you been held down by the green line, but you've been held down by the 618 as well. So closing above 252.6 would be really nice to see on a weekly. And at that point, when we do that, I think it's on to like $400 or more. Like, genuinely, when I say on, I mean like this, right? Maybe it doesn't take 2 weeks, maybe it takes 4 weeks or 6 weeks or something like that, but very short amount of time, we're going to see prices that are likely above $400, potentially even above $500, potentially even above $600. Who knows, man? And will that happen by the end of the year? I think the breakout will happen. This breakout above the 618, above the green line, will happen by the end of the year. Will we be above $400 by the end of the year? Maybe, maybe not. It all depends. We do have about half a month left in the year, so that's a very short amount of time. But this thing can move, man. It can really move when it wants to. So, but just judging off of how it's interacted with this line before, you break above it. Very powerful move, but then you pulled back the next week, touched it, and then came up. You spent a whole week kind of consolidating or shaking out, really, and then you continued, right? Here, you broke below it. You moved like for 1 week kind of neutral, and then 1 week down, and then really you consolidated for like months, and then you really had your move down. If we break out here above this green line, who's to say that we don't like break out something like this, but then consolidate the next week or maybe the week after, and then it's sometime in January or even February that we actually start to see this move going up. But I would think, based on some other things that I've noticed with Bitcoin Cash, what was it? Was it the Heikinashi? Might have been the Heikinashi. No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't. There was something, man. I had a video recently talking about how I would think within the next month or two we will see this move, but I don't remember what it was, so I'm not going to try to. But anyways, guys, what are we going to do in the short term? Probably consolidate more. Hopefully we see some upside. Really, there's like not a whole lot to say, right? It's any man's game. We really could even take out these lows. We really could. I know I haven't had that bearish tone at all throughout the video, but we absolutely could take out these lows. And maybe we don't. We could absolutely continue to grow from here. We don't have to. But I would think either way, we're still consolidating. As long as we're below that 252.6 level, as long as we're below this green line, we're still consolidating. So get above there, and then we could talk about more upside very immediately. But I hope that answers your immediate term kind of questions. I feel like it wasn't really, but I hope it was. The 1 hour does look bullish. I would think we are going to continue to go up from here. 4 hour looks decent. Had a nice bounce off of that. You are looking like you want to reach for that 60, get into the overbought zone. That'd be nice to see. But again, you're at 230 now. Maybe you move up to 250, but then you find resistance again. Again, getting above this green line, we've done that already. Okay, it's not getting above it; it's actually closing above it and staying above it. That matters. So, hope you liked the video. If you do, hit that like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good night, good day. Bye bye. Take care.